welcome.
Yes,
Recording in progress.
Okay, thank you. What were we discussing yesterday? And how many have went through that? Guys, I'm expecting interactive session. Hello.
yeah.
So yesterday, as we were discussing about the HDL, today I'll show the practically on how to load a record using the HDL process. So first, to load the HDL, we would need the role called as Human Capital Management Administrator. So whenever a requirement comes to a technical consultant, the first job he needs to do is he needs to check if he has this particular role. Now, navigation for checking this role or for giving this role to themselves is, so this, once we log in, right, this is the home screen and this is called as Springboard. This screen name is Springboard. And here the icon on your top left is called as navigator. So whenever I say navigator or hamburger, it means that I'm speaking about the top left icon. We'll click on this navigator and we'll go to tools. In tools, we'll go to security console. So here, these are the menu which we will find in the security console. In this menu, if we want to create a role, a custom role, we will use roles. If we want to add a user or add the roles to the user, we will use the users menu. So now I'm going to the users menu. Here in the users menu, I have created a user R Pathakota. I'll search for that. I'll open it. And here we have the list of roles which I have configured yesterday. I'll click on edit icon. So now once I click on the edit icon, it will enable me the add role button in this page. Click on the add role and here we can search for the roles. So for working on HDL process, we would require human capital management administrator role. So here you are not able to see that because I have already added it and it is in the list. Human capital application administrator and integration specialist. So if you work with Oracle integrations over human capital management, you need this role. And if you are working on HDL processes, you would be needing this role. And most of the jobs which a HCM technical consultant does are satisfied by having this role. And without this role, you won't be able to start working on any human capital management related jobs or incidents. Going back to our HDL process. And one more thing, once after we assign a role, we need to run a ESS job called retrieve LDAP changes. Now, can anyone of you tell me what is an ESS job?
Same as concurrent program in Oracle apps.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how do we run an ESS job? So the navigation for running the ESS job is in tools, we have something called as scheduled processes here. Now, what is scheduled process? In Oracle applications, we used to have something called as SRS window, correct? So that SRS window in Fusion is called as scheduled processes. So if you click on this scheduled process, it will take you to this screen. Here we will click on schedule new process. And here once we get this, tab out, it will give you the name of the job. Synchronizes users, roles and role grants with definitions in LDAP. So this is one standard Oracle program which is used to synchronize the roles once they are assigned to the users. So without running this program, the roles doesn't get synchronized until next session refresh. And that doesn't mean that you can log out from this session and re-log in. Even after you won't be able to, uh, even after that, Oracle Fusion doesn't be won't be able to synchronize the roles which are assigned freshly. It will take 2 to 3 hours to refresh back without running this program. And there is a shortcut for running this. So here in the user icon, if you click on the user icon, we will find setup and maintenance. So once we click on the setup and maintenance, in this screen we have run user and role synchronization process. So by default, this will be present in this particular screen. And if we click that, it will take to the schedule process and run the LDAP program. Are we good till here? Any questions till here?
Can you show this navigation again from user?
Um, do you want to see the program
How
navigation or
from program navigation from user RP user? The other way, shortcut
okay?
user, right? Yeah.
I'm in the home screen, and here we have the user icon in the top right corner, RP, right? So I'll click which one? This is a web URL. This is a web URL. I will share this with you like in another 30 minutes. And I also need some information on how many of you able to connect to this instance at a time parallelly. So I see around 29 participants here. So if every one of you try to connect to this, I just want to find out the how much load is it able to support. I'll give you the credentials. So here in the top right corner, we have the username icon. Click on this, and in this list of menu, click on setup and maintenance. And this is the screen we get navigated to once we click on setup and maintenance. Here by default, you will find run user and roles synchronization process. This is the shortcut. So once you click on this, it will take you to the schedule process job run page. Click on submit. You don't need it. You don't have any parameters or anything. Once you submit that, a process ID will be generated, which is concurrent to request ID in our applications. And the naming convention in Fusion is process ID. You cannot say request ID. I have copied it. If you want to check the status of that job, go to home, click on navigator, go to tools, click on schedule processes. Here we have search, give the process ID without any spaces. Search. This is how we search for the status of the jobs which are currently running. And this can even be searched by using the name. If you do not have ID on name, process ID or anything, just submission time is enough. By default, the time will be in UTC zone, which is 00. So you need to convert our time to UTC and then search with the time for the programs which are in running status. Any questions still here, guys?
Yeah. Um, so when we are adding roles thing, uh, can we also alter the roles? Like we can delete the role and we can delete any role from that table?
Custom roles can be deleted. I'll show you. So let's say you have this role. If you want to edit or delete or modify this role, by default, you will not have the access to delete. We will have the limited access in any environment. So the deletion is not possible, but whatever custom roles which we are creating, those roles can be modified and deleted. But it is never recommended to delete any role which has been created in any instance. Everything is tracked in Oracle Fusion with session ID and user ID. So any deletion would escalate at a very high level, and the consequences
Okay.
will go very far.
Okay.
If you want to create a role, you can create a role and be in that limit only. Only you can create role and no deletion or modification until unless the role is created by yourself.
Okay.
Okay, any questions?
In suppose
Okay,
I
let me
want
ask
created.
you guys a question.
Yes,
Go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead,
Suppose I want
suppose.
created. Yes, suppose I want created one role for that one. It is getting error. What will be the next step?
You are getting error while creating a role. Is that your question?
Yes, yes.
No, you won't get any error. In
Then,
Fusion, you won't get any error while creating a role.
okay.
I'll
Yeah.
show you the user creation and role
Mhm.
creation after discussing on HDL process. Since we are
Okay.
already in between in working
Mhm.
with this HDL process, I'm continuing with this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So as I have given a clear navigations here, I'll just follow the same. So now you guys answer what is Springboard?
That is the fusion dashboard.
The home screen.
Yeah. So this is the home screen we have here. And whenever you log in, you will be landed in the Me page. Now, to go to the HDL process, we need to click on My Client Groups, Data Exchange. So here we have My Client Groups, and in the My Client Groups menu, you can find Data Exchange. And once we land in this page, we need to click on View Business Objects to view all the HDL processes which are enabled by Oracle. Here we have View Business Objects. So if you click on this View Business Objects, we can find the list of the HDL templates which Oracle has provided. So for example, we will just take one template called job. So this is how we search. So here in these blank fields, if we give a relative name, it will give all the list of objects with that name, even part of it. So here we have job, correct? In this menu, here we have template file icon to download. In this template icon, we will have list of fields which we need to configure. And just one thing to notice, Oracle has provided lot of fields which are available in the jobs screen. But whatever are mandatory, if we enter that in this file and if we load this, that is more than enough. Now, as I have mentioned yesterday, there are two paths. while creating an SDL. One is user will give you an Excel with all the list of fields he need, and second part is user will let you know what fields we need to upload in or from the Excel file which he has shared. So now I'm downloading this. This has been downloaded. Downloads job.dat. Open with Notepad++. So this is how a HDL file look at. Look here, just double click on metadata, and this metadata represents what all type of job functions this particular file will be able to do. So what functions will this be able to do? It will be able to do job related data upload, job evaluation related data upload, job extraction info, job grade, and job legislative. So each and every of these are different functions, and whenever you start, before you start on this, you need to work with functional consultant, and he will give you the required information on how we need to work with this particular file. And never hesitate to approach a functional consultant on finding out some functionality related stuff whenever a ticket is assigned to you. Now I will show how we will find out what fields are necessary. So now I'm working on job related data. So I'll delete all this. I don't need all this. Okay. Okay. So click on the username, setup and maintenance. In setup and maintenance, this icon on the right hand side is called as tasks icon or task pane. Click on the task pane, click on search. Once you click on that search, it will land you in global search page. Here, search for manage jobs. Once you search with this, you'll get the job related menu. Click on the manage job icon, and here we have the create icon. Click on the create icon, and what fields are mandatory is showcased in this particular screen. Name is give, this is a free text, and if session times out, please rejoin back. Here, whatever are represented with star mark in this page are mandatory parameters to configure this job. Click on next. Try to check if we are missing any mandatory fields in this page. So, and one more thing which we need to remember is, so here if you see pay begin, pay end, work days, all these have star marks, but that doesn't mean these are mandatory. These are mandatory only when we start creating the row. Otherwise, these are not needed. Okay. Go back, click on save. Changes are saved. Click on submit. Request is submitted. What is the name of job which we have created?
Job test 1.
Search. Now open this. You can see the details of the job which we have loaded. So the same thing we will be loading using HDL process. I'm going back to home. And as I have told you, the top line is comment line, and we don't really need this particular line. So now from the list of above columns, just reconfigure your data file. With the fields which you require. Okay, so these are the mandatory fields which are required while we work on HDL process per job. Now, why I have taken these fields is, here while I was creating a job in the manage jobs page, search. So what were mandatory here? Effective start date, job set, name, and code. So here, job code active status. So whenever we create a job, we need to let Oracle know whether it should be in active or inactive status. And effective start date is available here. Effective start date. Then name. Name is this one. And code. Code is this one. Job set. We have something called job set. We need to pick that also. Yeah, set code. Now, I have also taken a couple of more columns, source system owner and source system ID. So now what these represents is source system ID acts as primary key, and source system owner means from where we are inserting. So whatever data we enter into the source system, Oracle go and it will check in a lookup, a standard lookup of Oracle to get the data. So now where we can find this lookup. So just copy this and go to setup and maintenance. Here